bat.
Here we go.
I want to know if my gut is showing.
Yes.
Because I can't see the shot.
But it's funny.
It's not funny.
You're a comedian. Be a comedian. Just let the gut hang out.
No, just because you're a comedian doesn't mean that you have to do that.
You can be physical. It's called physical comedy. You have Doritos and your gut's hanging out. It's funny. And you're pretty. So it's a whole thing.
Thank you for, that was smart that you ended it with pretty.
Thank you for calling me pretty.
See?
If you hear the beautiful radio voice, you're hearing Devon O'Day.
The legend herself. I can't see her, but I can see her right there in that little camera.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm your Robin Quivers of the day.
You are Howard, Robert, and Fred all rolled into one.
I thought Robin's last name was Givens.
Robin,
that's the difference. That's the actress.
That's the actress that married Mike Tyson. And,
that was a situation,
and
wasn't
she
it?
was on that show about...
He went to jail for a little while.
Let's not get
You don't
into
want to talk about that?
This is not about their story. This is about y'all's story. Okay. Y'all, we have questions. This is Twitty and Lynn Together Again, podcast number 1. You are all here. We've got a whole group of friends who are with us here in studio.
Yes.
And maybe some of you in the future can join us on future podcasts.
They're called the Crack Pack. Woo! Woo! Give it up, Crack Pack!
Can we please provide some context to why they're called the Crack Pack?
I don't think that off the bat we should talk about
Okay.
I think Devon took over for a reason for a second. Let's let her keep leading us.
Well, we went yesterday. We went on social media and we asked your friends who could not be here, if they were here, what would they ask? And I really love this question because it's from Cheryl. And she said, because of the way that you act together, did you two grow up together? Because you seem like you have a long history as friends, like almost like brother and sister.
No, we did not grow up together.
He cries about it all the time we missed.
I mean, I can't imagine. I can't remember not knowing her, but I don't remember. Well, we didn't grow up together. No, we did not. But we met in 2016.
Yeah.
So
how'd you meet?
We met backstage when Meemaw would do the concerts. Remembering Conway, we met backstage. He was singing like tight fitting jeans or something. I thought he just had the most beautiful voice, and Meemaw was flirting with him. Yeah, yes, she was.
Okay, if you say so.
Why are you? You should be excited about that.
I didn't pick up on that, but I mean, I'm flattered that Loretta Lynn was flirting with me. What guy can say that besides Mooney?
Yeah, exactly. Just you and Mooney. That was it.
That was it.
And I asked him if he wanted to maybe do some shows together.
And he said immediately yes, right?
Yeah. No, he said immediately no. He was really into his photography. He said, no, I mean, I'm really into my photography right now.
That's not how I said it.
Yeah, you did. You were cocked back on the dressing table.
I didn't say it like I was
Yes, you did. Oh, we're on the camera. He was back on the... He goes... No, I mean, I'm really into my photography right now. And I was like, oh, okay.
Was I smoking a cigarette too? No, I mean...
A cigar, a cigarello.
No, exactly. That's what he said.
Like I was a French bohemian into my photography and I couldn't be bothered with your...
That's exactly.
No.
That's exactly right.
Wrong.
And then 2 weeks later, you were like, and then you wrote me the most professional email
because I'm very professional.
And you were like, I would like to, what'd you say?
Explore this further. I'd like to explore this further.
That's what you said, Tre.
After my photography, of course.
Yeah. And that's what we did. Then we went to Canada.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks.
That's where you get to really explore things.
God. The depths of the devil.
Yeah.
That's what we explored.
Right.
And then here we sit, like however many years later. I can't do math. But
it's 8.
There's a 4, and then
7,
there was a 6
but we missed
to the 4.
a year and a half for COVID, so it's like really 4.5 active years.
Okay, what else did they say, Devon?
Well, speaking of photos, Betty asked, Tre, will you ever do a book of the photos you've taken of people, places, and events? I sure want to be the first in line for a signed copy if you do. So Betty, answer Betty.
And that's interesting. I've been asked that before, and I'm not really good at keeping up with my pictures. Usually I just take the pictures and give them to whoever I'm shooting. But I mean, I have great ones of Meemaw, of William Lee Golden. Jelly Roll. Kenny Rogers. I got to shoot Kenny Rogers before he passed away. T.G. Shepard.
I love T.G. Shepard.
Who else? John Schneider.
You got a lot.
Yeah.
That picture of John Schneider, I don't know if you've seen it, Devon, but it is beautiful.
He's a pretty man.
He's a good-looking man.
Almighty, he is good looking.
He has aged like fine wine.
I don't know. Men can get that. It's like that George Clooney. The wrinkles in their face just make them more beautiful.
I mean, heck, how old is Clint Eastwood? He's like 180.
He's 90.
Still a beautiful
91,
man.
Yeah, he's still directing and still hot and still like dating like 40-year-olds.
Yeah, well, hey.
You know.
That sounds like Tre.
I would not date a 40-year-old.
I know you would not date a 40-year-old, but you're in your 40s and you only want to date. You say your age is 25. Right?
No, I don't say anything.
And what do you call them?
I don't say anything.
They're little sugar babies.
No.
Oh, we're not going to. Oh, that's the one thing we're not going to talk about.
I don't call them anything. I call them women because they're women.
Yeah, you're so
and
respectful.
I respect them all.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah. Do you? Hey, okay. I gotta ask because I watched women throw underwear on stage with Conway. I watched it. I personally saw it, and Conway was nonplussed by it, and he actually he didn't act like it was even unusual. It wasn't unusual for him. And what was so crazy when you mentioned stalkers, he welcomed it. Now, Now, what about you? Do you have underwear thrown at you?
From time to time, yeah.
From time to time.
It's catching on. Underwear. Bras, underwear, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't mind it. Sure. It's flattering. And we have fans that are obsessive, and I like those too. You know, Poppy had a fan named Beaver. Everybody called her Beaver.
Of course they did.
I don't know why, but that was her name. And she would follow the bus from show to show, and she would do like 50 shows a year. And everybody always said, Conway, doesn't she annoy you? And he's like, no, I wish I had 1 million just like her. You know, because if you did, you'd sell out every show. You would sell out all your albums would go platinum. All your merch would get sold. So, you know, I don't mind the fanaticals, whatever you call it.
That's where fan came from.
I don't want to say
Fanatics.
it negatively, but the obsessive fans, the ones that really, really into you, sure, bring it on. Just don't show up in my house as a surprise. I mean, there's got to be a line somewhere. Tayla likes the ones that show up in her house.
I absolutely do not.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You like the effort.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's sexy to you.
I do not.
Yeah.
If anybody shows up at my house, I will take them down.
How?
I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to get any kind of political deal here.
What's your takedown method?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Dogs.
Oh, that's off.
Dogs.
Dogs. I have 5 dogs. They will eat
They're
you
all
alive.
handicapped.
No, they're not.
Most of them.
That one's dead. Everybody else is fine.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
all able-bodied.
They're all fine.
They all have teeth ready to go.
Well, Tyson doesn't have any teeth, but he stays inside.
But he's got enthusiasm.
The other 4, and he's mean barking, and the other 4 will get you. So there have been some people. So Tre welcomes all these women that with the granny panties and everything I got 6 pair of granny panties the other night that I gathered up off the stage, and he loves that. But it's different if a man starts doing that to a woman.
Yeah.
And then they're going to show up at my house.
No, we don't
You
want
about
tidy
to
whities
get
and big
killed.
boxers thrown. No.
Taylor wants the money. Just throw the money at her. She likes
Throw $100 bills, y'all.
$100 bills.
Yes.
50s will work.
No, just hundreds.
50s will work. You'll take a 50.
Time 2.
You'll take a 50.
Time 2.
Just don't throw ones. That's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
But 50s.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Now my question, have either of you back in the day ever tried online dating?
Well, yeah. Tre, all he does is online dating.
That's the only thing I do, yeah.
That's literally back in the day.
I don't want to go out and meet anybody. You know, I'm just like right, left, right, left.
Thumbs down, thumbs down,
Down,
thumbs down,
up.
thumbs down.
I'm not going to a bar or any kind of watering hole or church. Or where do y'all meet people these days?
Church.
I mean, there's good people at church, but I'm just strictly online.
Have you ever had any good luck with that?
Oh yeah, have you ever had any? Have you had any good luck with that? Has anything come out of that?
I can't recommend it high enough.
Okay.
It's so easy.
Let's see.
It's so much easier that way.
And Tayla, back beforehand,
Yeah.
but that now a time or two, a while back, because you've been married for a long time
Yes.
now, to the cutest man in the world.
He's adorable.
beautiful.
Yes.
But before that, did you ever try online dating?
Yeah, you know what? I signed up for that eharmony.com, but they had so many questions. And then they connected me with all comedians. Like all these guys were
the kiss of death.
I'm like, no, thank you. And then I just stalk them out on Facebook, and then I would never go out with any of them. So no, I called online dating Facebook back then, right?
Yeah.
MySpace, same.
Sure.
Yeah, that's online.
Yeah.
You ain't got to pay. Tre, never mind.
Tre what? Go ahead. Say what you got to say. We're here. We're here for it. We're here for it.
Fiddlesticks. Move on, Devon.
I'm not going to.
That'll be in episode 2. We'll
I'm
talk
not going to
about
deny anything that's true.
Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks. Okay.
Angela, ask a question.
Okay.
Tayla,
are
you ever going to write your autobiography?
Oh, God.
Why are you saying, oh, God, I have a beautiful tale? And yes, I am. Devon and I are actually, we've been talking about that. I mean, I'm talking to you, Devon, too, right now. But yes, I have got ADHD so bad, though, that to think about sitting down and writing anything gives me an anxiety attack.
So
if I could have somebody come over and I could just tell them everything, and then they could just, then I'd be set. And I don't know why you said, oh, God.
Just for that reason. Like I can't imagine that's a lot of work to write an autobiography, and like you can't get past a sentence without getting bored with yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I had somebody come over and just type it up, it'd be great.
Okay, so Devon O'Day, you're going to be writing Tayla's autobiography.
Devon O'Day I've already thought this.
Devon O'Day, if you want this done, you're going to have to do it.
Devon O'Day is talking about Angela right now.
Well,
yeah, Angela wants to know if you're going to ever write it, and said the answer is yes.
Angela, yes. One day Devon O'Day will write Tayla's autobiography. So,
I'll transcribe it.
That's
is what
coming.
we'll do.
It's called a ghostwriter, and we could
Devon, if you're involved, I am looking forward to reading this. If Tayla's just writing it, it's going to be like
that is so disrespectful.
Random. No, it isn't.
Oh,
if Devon is involved, you're going to read it. But if not, if it's just me, it could be a beautiful story.
You're right. You are a good writer.
She is a great writer. She writes on Facebook. Her missives on Facebook are incredible.
I agree.
Missives are awesome.
I agree.
MIS.
Your missives. You are the Hemingway of missives. You're the Hemingway of Facebook.
Use of the word missive in a podcast, by the way.
Missive.
Hey, Robin wants to know, and I love this question. What's the most important advice that you ever received from Conway and Loretta?
Well, that would be just I don't have the answer to that question because I wasn't old enough to get to the point where I was like seeking or asking for it or getting it. But Tayla's got plenty of it, probably, I'm sure.
Well, I think the one that comes to mind first, and you just said it the other day, Tre, was I would never believe her when I was young and I would go out on the road with her. I always thought she couldn't possibly know like as much as I did. Mm-hmm. And so I would go out and I would be kind of trashy when I was younger, like on stage. And I'm ashamed to say that now, but I would. And I mean, I'm still sort of crass now, but I'm not trashy. And I would be trashy on stage, and it got back to her once, and she said, honey, you have to remember that country music is about family. And you have to remember that, and that these men that you're like shaking it for or whatever, I mean, I was just dancing, but that they were brought here by their wives. And so that just turns it around, you know. I mean, I'm a girl's girl anyway, but back then I just didn't realize that, and that's something that has stuck forever. And we see that out on the road still time and time again, how it is such a family affair with country music, and especially with these two icons. Like, it just, the memories and the walks. And we had a lady that was a survivor of cancer the other day, and her mother had just lost her son. Like, there was this whole family prayer, and they came back there, and there were 8 of them, and we all got to gather and cry together and just be with them. And Tre actually said that. He was like, just like Meemaw says, country music is about family, and that's I think the most important thing.
That's happened a few times at our shows.
Sure has, yeah.
But I think if to answer the question without it, I didn't have any direct advice from Poppy, but what I've learned by researching him and talking about him to my family and just seeing how he handled himself over the years was work ethic. Was, be a professional at what you're doing, show up, dress classy, put the work in, do your vocals, research get the songs, really, really be a pro at what you're doing if you're going to do it, no matter what it is, so.
Yeah.
He loved listening to songs.
That was his passion. Yeah. He wasn't as great of a singer as he was never under the illusion that this song is good because I'm singing it. I keep looking back at you, but you're over here. But he always knew the song. There's thousands of great singers and very few great songs, and he always knew that, and he always prided himself on really digging and finding those perfect songs and listening to every song that came across his desk, no matter who wrote it. He'd listen to it, because.
Yeah, he discovered more songwriters and more singers just by listening to the demos and things like that. I mean, I remember him discovering, and I use air quotes, but he discovered a guy named Vince Gill. I remember him asking me specifically, he said, have you heard of this kid? I think he's really going to go places. His name is Vince Gill.
Wow.
And he got Vince to sing on all of his records.
Yeah.
Oh,
he did.
really?
He was his harmony singer for quite a few years.
Vince did that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Vince loved Poppy and vice versa.
He's so good.
That kind of brings me to that question that Denise asked, and you kind of already answered it, but I really want to get a little deeper in that because I think you guys have fans that are rabid in a good way, and just in an amazing way, and they love you like they loved Loretta and Conway. And Denise wanted to know, do you ever let your fans meet you and stay in touch for support? And I've watched you guys at shows, and you're like that, and you do talk to them about what's going on in their lives, and you know them by name. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We love it.
Tayla's really good at that. She's good at communicating. I'm not good on social media communicating, but the ones that come in the meet and greet lines, I'll remember them from wherever they were last time, and I'll say, what's been going on, that kind of thing. And
you're actually, I don't know why I feel like I'm going to cry, but
go ahead and cry.
It's kind of shocking. You are such a sweetheart, but you are so sweet to the fans, and you stay out there and you do remember them, and you're so kind and loving in that meet and greet that I always walk away and I'm like, God, you're being so nice. You're being so nice. Like you're genuinely so kind to everybody that comes through the line.
But that's only because if you're there, because you're kind of the ringleader of the meet and greet. You're kind of
I just
everybody.
love it.
If I was by myself, I'd be totally, what's the word? Overwhelmed.
Well, isn't that what Meemaw told us too about Conway and Loretta? What our dad told us that or something, like Conway wasn't doing
Joni told
was
us.
it Jody
Yeah.
and Joni, sweet Joni. Yeah, what'd she say? I can't finish it.
Well, Conway came from the rock and roll field, which you didn't really do meet and greets in rock and roll back in the day. And when they started singing together, Meemaw said, Conway, you got to get out there and you got to meet these people and take their pictures. And so she kind of just forced him to do that. And then once he saw how the reaction that he got from that, and how people just, loved that, then that became part of his thing,
Daddy was telling us that sometimes they wouldn't get out of those arenas until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
3 in the morning,
they would not leave until everybody's autograph was signed. And Meemaw was, dude, when I was on the road with her, if you didn't go out there, especially when she got older and she couldn't do it, that was one of her biggest complaints about some of the new artists not meeting their fans. And if we were with her, we were to be out there until everybody was gone meeting them too. So she was really... That was so important to her. So I guess it just... That's
old school. That's what the old school artists did. And that's why they're so beloved to this day.
Yeah.
People feel so close to them because of the personal attention that they would give the fans.
Hey, I want to do this podcast kind of like how we're doing our docuseries. So I'm going to talk directly to Steve for a second. Am I supposed to be looking at Tre or looking at Devon? And my lips, I got too much filler in them, so I know it looks like I'm a horse on this session.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I'm just looking at Tre. Okay, but I know that these are a lot right now. And so...
Yeah, I was going to say something.
You got a microphone?
Dang it. Well, I told you I'm doing it. This is live.
I know it is.
Trey, you go first.
Live
Andy's
TV.
question, and it's a really good one. If you had the opportunity to switch places with anyone for a day, who would you pick and why? Twitty and Lynn together again.
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Quentin Tarantino. You're gonna eat Doritos.
Yeah, but
You're gonna eat Doritos while I talk about who I'd want to be for a day.
you were late, and so I didn't get to eat lunch.
Okay.
I didn't even hear it.
Well, just don't crunch into the microphone. It's very rude. Or give me one. You didn't even offer any Doritos to anybody but yourself.
I want your teeth tonight to be nice and white for the ladies. Here's the deal about who we are. They don't care what I look like.
Yes, they do.
Nobody cares what I
People
look
love
like.
the way you
As long as I'm friendly, that's all they care about.
and funny.
And funny.
Yeah.
They care about what you look like. So I don't have to do anything except sit here.
Okay.
They care what you look like.
They care that I don't. Yeah. They do care what I look like. You're right about that.
I've watched the men folk. The men folk do like
The men
Tayla
folk.
Lynn, yeah.
I thought you said the mean folk because there's some mean folk out there too.
Well, there
Mean
are, you know,
folk.
but you know that's everywhere. That's everywhere. We've somehow given people license to get a computer. And they all got a computer and they sit home in their tidy whities and eat Cheetos in front of the computer and send nasty notes.
That's what they do.
I just eat Cheetos and my tidy whities and I don't
That's a terrible.
watch Netflix. Anyway,
disgusting.
getting back
Quentin
to the
Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
Why?
Yeah. Because I love his art and his mind is so. I want to see what it's like being him for a day to see how he looks at the world.
Dang.
Like how does he see the world and go and write this whole movie or this whole novel in his head? What makes him want to write a movie like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? You know, what is it that he's getting into his system that makes him create this amazing work to me anyway?
That's such an interesting question. I never would have pegged that Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
I would
makes
think
sense too.
I love his work.
amazing photographer or something, but he's a cinematographer, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
works. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all kind of the same muscle.
Well, and it's that weirdo vibe that you like so much. You know what? That's it.
Okay, Tayla, who would you pick?
She doesn't know.
I
She-
think
she
I
hadn't
would
thought
pick
about
my
it.
mama, like in the 1980s. Just
Well, I
to-
didn't know it was past and present. I thought it
Don't
was like
we're going to turn
today.
into somebody else all of a sudden?
Or was you didn't signify? You didn't specify. It
She
could
didn't
be anybody
have to.
ever.
I mean, we're never going to be able to turn into someone else anyway, so we got to give her. It's a
well,
timeline.
if that's the case, I have another answer.
Oh, please!
but go
I
ahead
wasn't.
and-
No,
but go ahead and
please!
do
I
yours.
wasn't answering.
Go ahead and do yours.
No, please. You see, I'm cooked.
Well, you ate Doritos during mine. Why can't I just interrupt you? Give me a Dorito.
No, I don't want them in your teeth.
Okay, go ahead. Your
No,
mother.
you go ahead.
No, your mother.
My mom. I think that'd be cool, just to see what it was like.
In what era of your mother's life?
Like in the 80s, like right before she married Roger.
Nobody knows who Roger is.
Roger's my obviously they know who he is now. I said right before she married Roger. My stepdaddy. I just want to know what it's like when David and I were like, 8 and 6, and she was busy and she was a single mom and she was waiting tables and she was like out there just living, but she had us at home. Like, what was in her mind? What did that look like? Was it a struggle? Was it happy? Was it, like what did it feel like?
Right. I think that's sweet.
Well, Quentin Tarantino is really sweet too, Trey. So a dead person.
Me, a dead person?
You just said it.
No,
You
there's
wanted
another person from your past.
which would they're
Not
dead.
Quentin Tarantino.
They're
Who would it
dead
be?
now.
Elvis Presley.
Okay, well that's who I thought you were going to pick anyway.
Well, I mean, I thought we were talking about Elvis Presley, 1970.
Oh, that
Before
was
the
hot
the
Elvis.
hot Elvis.
Just like,
Yeah, that's
what's it like to be that
Black
guy?
leather wearing Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that right now.
The crack pack's meowing.
Yeah, we're going. "Rrr." Okay. Now let's get into the Conway and Loretta segment. George sends this one, and it's a great question. What was the song that Conway and Loretta sang together that when they sang it, they knew they made something special and magical? And not just for their fans, but it was their favorite song. Do you two have a favorite song that you sing together?
Oh, So is it which one is their favorite or which one's our favorite?
We don't know which one their favorite is.
I like to sing "The Reason Our Kids Are Ugly."
That is a fun
because
song
people love that song so much, and it wasn't even a big hit, but it's become this cult classic.
They just
over
laugh
the
and have such a jolly time when we sing it, don't they?
It's such a fun song, and I like singing that song.
I like it because it's about the story and the fun too, and it's not so much like on After the Fire's Gone. I'm constantly worried about the vocals of that.
Well, that's a hard song to sing.
So hard for me to sing that one. It's easy for Tre. He has a great voice in that.
What was the song that she said was her favorite?
Oh my gosh.
True Love, is it?
True Love. True Love. Yeah.
She loved the song.
Well, she said that's what we needed to do.
She loved It's True Love.
That was like the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 81 or something. It's one of their last ones.
Yeah.
But I can't speak for what their favorite was, but she did mention that song. Meemaw did. That she loved singing that song.
I like to sing I'm on Fire with you.
Yeah.
I think maybe because it's not, I love singing all Conway and Loretta, but I think we're able to, Josh just did this with his hand. I think because I'm sorry. I want to do the podcast like that. You're in it, nose ring. Josh Sexhart just got a nose ring.
Dr. Josh Sexhart.
Dr. Josh Sexhart just got a nose ring for free at a tattoo parlor. And so I'm just making sure everybody knows about it.
Discount tattoos and free nose rings are things that's kind of scary.
I know. My earring went all the way. Anyways, I'm on Fire is great to sing with you. I think
when we get this record done, I'm going to Cooking Up Lovin's going to be fun. There's going to be several fun songs on our new record that's going to be
I hope
fun
so.
to sing. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, but
it's going to be mastered March 1st.
If they're asking about what is our favorite Loretta and Conway song, is "You the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly."
Little Darling.
Little Darling. If they're asking about what was their favorite song, it's True Love.
Maybe.
Meemaw said. And I don't know what Conway's. I don't know. I don't have any.
He was always looking for the next one.
Yeah, he was never
satisfied.
He was never big on going backwards. He always wanted to go forwards. So.
And the new record's coming out with you guys. The new record.
This is what I want to do, Devon. Okay? Now, I tried to put it out in October, but it didn't happen because it wasn't done yet. But, Tre, what I want to do, and I can talk about my wants here.
I know.
I want to at least get Cooking Up Lovin' out by April. And then I want to do the physical release live podcast at our VIP party July the 5th. That's what I want on vinyl.
Okay.
That's my heart's desire.
Well, then make it happen. Manifest it.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Right now.
Am I arguing with you?
I don't know if you're ordering.
Am I saying no? Arguing? Am I ordering with you? Am I bartering with you? Is this bartering?
Oh,
are we bargaining?
You're constantly bartering with me. Are you yawning?
Yeah, you're kind of boring.
The two of you, it's really kind of funny because I know that your chemistry has been compared a lot to Conway and Loretta, and you bring that. Have you found that the dyed-in-the-wool Conway and Loretta fans have wrapped around you as you are the embodiment of the people that they miss so much?
Yes. I've never heard the saying dye in the wool. You're talking about like dyeing fabric.
Yes, in the wool.
No, she doesn't mean death.
Dyed in
this
the wool.
Doesn't mean death.
D-Y-E. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. They're fans through and through.
First of all, Meemaw's fans have always been so loving and kind to me and have supported me and accepted me for so long. I think it's because she's thrown me on her stage 1,000 times. So I've always felt their love. But to bring this together, you really do see so much love and support. Don't you feel like? I mean, I feel like they've all been so loving.
Yeah, and I mean, what I like at our shows is the generations that we get, 9 to 90, pretty much, come to our shows, and how so many, a great grandmother, a grandmother, and mother, and a granddaughter will all be there together because this music, for whatever reason, is so ingrained in people's souls, and everybody has memories tied to these songs, and like remember your grandmother making. In the kitchen making biscuits to a Conway song or a Conway and Loretta song, and the fact that Conway's been gone for so long,
30 years, yes,
31 years, and the fact that even before that, they kind of took a break and weren't together that much. It's just, people just miss it. People miss that. And there was never a chance for them to get back together again and do that again. So there's all this built up love and memories, and it comes out at our shows. People just let it out,
It's fun. We have a good time. Our audience participation is high energy. They get fired up.
It's almost like going to church a little bit. Singing these songs are like hymnals a little bit. People just know every word to it. They've been singing it their whole life, and it's very special that we get to do this.
Yeah.
We get to do this for them.
Well, I know that the questions that we got in, there's so many, and we're going to get to those the next podcast. We're going to do this once a month and maybe more coming up. But Twitty and Lynn together, again, make sure wherever you get your podcast, that you follow, subscribe, and share, and you're part of it. And how else can they get in touch with you? And I know there are things coming up for you guys. How do people keep up the best with Twitty and Lynn?
Facebook is probably the best way to keep up with us. Our tour schedule is on twittyandlynn.com, and there's an email there that you can, if you want to contact us. But Facebook, I feel like, is where we are the most active.
I have like 20 fake pages, so
you're active on all those.
Don't follow anything.
I think that's one of your girlfriends. The one, you got 1,000 followers on one of those pages.
One of my girlfriends.
Yeah, the other day I'd written something about my daddy being sick, and they copy pasted it as you. And then you got calls about your daddy being sick.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's one of your girlfriends is making it. I know which one. That ex-girlfriend of yours that you won't talk to. Trey gets girlfriends, and then they won't talk to. He will quit answering the phone, and so they Instagram message me. So I think they started a page to get his attention.
Everybody goes through Tayla to get to me, usually.
You won't answer the phone for anybody.
Well, I mean...
So you're not going to get in touch with Trey. So
well, I do know
you're stuck with
that
me.
You can get him to answer is hire him for a photo shoot for your family.
No,
dude, that's what I've been saying. He'll do them. Can I say this? Can I do this? Can I say this?
Yeah.
He'll do them boudoir shoots.
No.
Okay. Well, you said I could say it.
Well, go ahead.
Well, yes or no?
I took that page down.
Why? When?
I took that page down the other night.
Did you? I'm gonna look. La Film Sensuelle. Let me see. Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm moving on.
You are not. This
Yes,
is how
I
you
am.
get so many of your girlfriends, though.
Okay, I am learning so much about you guys.
You did
and
not.
It's too
That's
much for
right
one
here.
podcast. We can't.
Is it? Okay, well, you can find him on
Boudoir Sensuelle?
sugarmamas.com or whatever it's called.
Sugar Mamas?
Yeah, there it is. No, it's still there.
Well, I deleted it, I thought.
Well, you didn't.
Well.
It's probably I'm the only one not blocked anymore. So I can make sure to get their messages.
Oh, dear heavens.
Twitty and Lynn Facebook.
Twitty and Lynn Facebook.
That-
Twitty and Lynn together again. I'm so glad that we all got together for this.
Devon, thank you so much. Thank you, Director Steve
Yeah,
and
thank you,
Josh
everyone.
and Derek and the
Tayla.
Crack Pack.
Woo!
Thank you for...
And don't forget, if you'd like to be part of our podcast in the future, make
Yeah.
sure you drop a note, and
Yes.
we'll start picking from a hat the people that get to
the
attend.
live studio audience.
Because
Thank
we
you
do
for
a
our energy.
small group, a small place.
Tayla will feed you and get you
I
coffee.
got that on our credit card.
Get you coffee. We will feed you and get you coffee.
Y'all both fed us.
And, it's a fun time. It's a beautiful place here.
Send stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah.
The memorabilia stuff.
Yeah, if you have old
Send it.
pictures of...
we would love any old pictures of Conway and Loretta or any like memorabilia that you have or pictures of any of our shows, anything like that. Send it to the ranch, care of me, and I'll get it here at Soulshine. And we're going to start letting people come in and look at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that idea.
Devon, won't that be great? The next time we shoot this, Steve, she
I've
has
got
got
some.
to be in front of us.
I'm
Nobody can remember to look at this camera, Steve.
It's okay.
I know,
It's
but
all right. But I'm going to bring my own memorabilia. I have
Yeah.
my picture of Donny Osmond
oh,
that at 7 years old, I
Okay.
didn't have anything with me at the Loretta Lynn Longhorn Rodeo in Monroe, Louisiana, the
Okay.
Civic Center. And I wanted an autograph, and she was my first autograph. And I stood in line as a little 7-year-old girl with my daddy, and I put picture of Donny Osmond down on, it was the magazine that I had. And she looked up. She goes, "You know this isn't me, honey." And then she said, "I'll sign it for you." I said, "It's all I had, Miss Loretta."
No.
Yeah.
And she signed it, and I've got that picture.
You have it
Yeah,
still. You have to bring it, Devon.
Yes, I will bring it.
Aw.
I will bring it because it is the cutest thing in the world, and it just, I'll never, 7 years old, and I remember how, and I learned from her how to treat a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
She's the one.
She's
She
the
is.
best.
She's the sweetest. I love that so much, D.
Mhm.
I've got more Conway stories, but that's for the next podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Stay
great.
tuned.
Stay tuned, y'all.
Bye, you guys.
More questions about everything.
Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, fiddlesticks.